Some of you Chibits might be aware. Some of you Chibits might be unaware. But a long time ago, I talked about this series in my weekly vlogs, to me even doing videos on Drifters. Yes, I made manga reviews on this series a very long time ago. It was about a year and a half, 2 years ago, maybe even longer. It was a while ago. And I remember getting into the series, reading it and all that, and I was hearing something about an anime coming. It was announced or whatever, an anime will be coming out. Been waiting for a very long time. The first episode is finally here. And my excitement is through the fucking roof right now. It is through the roof. I have waited too long to see some of these scenes animated, and I just cannot wait for the reaction from all of the anime-onlys when they see some of the villains in this series. Like, the villains? It's good. It's really good. So, according to my understanding, I'm not actually completely up to date with the manga at this time. I'm about maybe like 8 or so chapters behind. It's been a while since I read it. I think it's around like 50-something chapters, close to 60 chapters. It's around in there with the amount of chapters that are currently out. And overall, though, Drifters, it is a very good story, has a very good plot, very good cast of characters, and I just cannot wait to see us journey down the story and see some of these key scenes I just can't wait to see animated, especially some of the scenes with Oda Nobunaga. Oh, okay, so I'm just gonna tell you right now, my favorite character of Drifters is Oda. I'm a big fan of Oda. I loved his character when I was reading the manga. Oda is such a fucking badass. Like, I will tell you right now, the man's demeanor in this first episode is nothing compared to what he does later on down the road in the future arcs and stuff of the series. That man is a beast. He's a motherfucking beast. Like, that man is ridiculous. So, just prepare yourself. Prepare yourself for some greatness from Oda in future episodes. If they do get to that point and it follows the manga correctly, prepare yourself for some quality content when it comes to Oda and some of his scenes. So, what is it about? Many of you are probably asking right now, if you haven't watched the first episode, what is Drifters about? Well, the series, for the most part, it's about where a bunch of iconic people throughout history are at their final stages of their life. For instance, let's take Oda, let's take, our main male character, Toyohisa, or let's take the other character, Nasu, that was also introduced in this episode. They're iconic characters that were at the point of where they were dying in history. For instance, like right when a character was written down in history to die, the character magically, for some reason, appears in this big long hallway with a bunch of doors, meets this man at a desk, and then they get casted through into a door, and they pop up into wherever they are. And for the most part, you could kind of see that they're in a different world. You saw like a different type of language being spoke when, Toyohisa was brought into the world, and also you saw how they had these weird long ears, which resembled elves. So I feel like everybody can kind of understand we're in some form of a fantasy type reality, completely different from the normal type of world that is like Earth or something. So that was kind of revealed in this episode. But the main plot is where a bunch of characters that are at the final stages of their life are getting casted into this world. For instance, no matter when you die, let's say, Oda Nobunaga, apparently he should be dead, but he is alive, he is there right now. He says he's only been there for like maybe a half a year, but someone like Toyohisa that's already had 18 years passed in the real world where he was, fighting and being alive, 18 years passed after Oda's death, but then when he died and supposedly came here, you had it to where, only half a year has passed for Oda. So there is definitely a time gap. Like, time is distorted here, and a bunch of iconic historical figures can be here at one place, because right after Toyohisa, if you look at the scene in the first episode, you see someone that had way higher tech and gear compared to someone like Toyohisa in the old ages where he was at in fighting. So when you think about it like that, time is distorted, and a bunch of historical figures are coming together into this one world. So that is the main plot of the series. I'm not going to reveal any more, but I'm just going to say right now, animation, though. Oh, that animation in the beginning. Like, when I saw Toyohisa going in, cutting bitches and shit, when he takes the stab wounds, and when he shoots the man, I'm like, yo. That was so good. I was just, like, freaking out the shit because it was just that entertaining. This man is a savage. I'm just gonna say, our main male character, Toyohisa, he's a savage. Like, that man is pure 100% savage. This man jumped into a bunch of spears, got impaled, and then shot the fucking dude. And then this man continues to walk off through the forest until he gets into the long hallway. That man is a boss, okay? I think we can all agree that when it comes to a badass main character, he definitely has that spot taken. He's covered that spot quite well just for a badass character. So, overall, though, I'm just curious on how anime-onlys are going to feel about the first episode, because my impressions right now, it's very good. I have very good impressions of the first episode. It followed the manga content from what I can remember. It's been a while, but it followed the manga content correctly. I think it covered about maybe 2 chapters. I think this, episode covered about 2, maybe 3 chapters of the manga, but overall, when it came to the, adaptation-wise, it was very fucking good. I loved the music. Oh, that music was so good. I cannot wait to hear that music on some of the Oda scenes in the future. Oh, my boy. So, I'm just curious on how anime-onlys feel about this series, because this is probably going to be a hit or miss for many, depending on if you like historical figures being like the main characters of the series. If you don't like that, you might not like this series. But overall, though, first episode of Drifters, highly impressive in my personal opinion. Had a lot of fun watching it. I've been waiting for this for a long time, and I'm glad to finally see it here, finally see it getting animated, and hopefully we get to see some really high quality content from the future episodes of Drifters. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. How do you all feel about the main male character? How do you all feel about Oda? How do you feel about Nasu? How do you feel about seeing the world aspect of finding out that this is a fantasy world? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. You all have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.